thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet, you know that ghost is me. I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstores sell. Then you reach the part where the heartache comes. The hero would be me, but heroes often fail. But you won't read that book again because the ending's just too hard to take. I'd walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a three-way script. Enter number 2, movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out of me. But for now, love, let's be real. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet. But stories always end. If you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feelings that you lack. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back.
You're listening to our favorite station. Don't change that channel.
The syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show with your host, Mickey Moore, man of the people.
So it's the 6-year-old boy. Now we're listening and doing the bidding of 6-year-old children. 6-year-old children are in charge. That can't be good.
He's a Renaissance man.
It's Mickey. Why don't you come down on my radio show and tell us something about you? Mickey, I say. Mickey Moore.
Criminal?
I went to a Montessori school. They had to close down because of some kind of a fondling issue.
Airing nightly at a station near you.
This is clearly the sign of a soon and upcoming Armageddon.
You're now joining the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, already in progress.
Which is, I mean, we can go around and around at this all day, Dennis, but you just can't get a tennis ball up your nose. It's wet or not, it's not going to go that far.
It's not wet, it's oiled.
Okay, well, let's just drop it, okay?
This is the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Depends where you are. They're adult absorbable underwear that you can feel free to release completely in and still walk away dry dry as a desert sand.
Sure, you could stop and go to the rest stop.
Oh, if you can find one. If you can stomach the filth.
Oh, we've got to go to a rest stop.
No, don't worry. Drive on by. Let's make our appointment today. I'm wearing Depends.
Depends.
We'll be right back to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show after these messages.
Well, I'm glad you're with us. Listen, we've got a really big show today. We've got two big guests coming up back to back. We've got a lot of great skits and bits. We've got the off-color humor. We've got the Sports Minute. We've got the movie time trivia game. We've got the emails to get to. Oh, and Dennis, you're not going to believe who I've got on hold waiting at the bottom of the hour. One of the biggest guests of all time. It's going to be a record breaker here at the Mickey Moore Show. Now, I do have one story I got to tell you. This guy, he walks into a confessional. He says, Father, you got to listen to me, Father. I've been married for 50 years, but last night I had an opportunity to make love to two 18-year-old girls, and Father, I did it. I not only did it, but I did it twice, Father. And the priest, he says, well, first of all, listen, how long has it been since your last confession? He goes, what, confessed? I've never confessed. I'm Jewish. And then the priest says, well, what are you telling me this for? And he goes, what do you mean you? I'm telling everybody. Anyway, we've got a big show coming up, and we're going to have a lot of important stuff to get to. And so we're going to take a break right now, and then we can roll straight through the show for you. So don't go anywhere and hang on. All that and more coming back after this on the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
You're listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. You're listening to our favorite station. Don't change that channel. The syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show with your host, Mickey Moore, man of the people.
So it's the 6-year-old boy. Now we're listening and doing the bidding of 6-year-old children. 6-year-old children are in charge. That can't be good.
He's a Renaissance man.
It's Mickey. Why don't you come down on my radio show and tell us something about you? Mickey, I say. Mickey Moore.
Criminal?
I went to a Montessori school. They had to close down because of some kind of a fondling issue.
Airing nightly at a station near you.
This is clearly the sign of a soon and upcoming Armageddon.
You're now joining the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, already in progress.
Which is, I mean, we can go around and around at this all day, Dennis, but you just can't get a tennis ball up your nose. It's wet or not. It's not going to go that far.
It's not wet. It's oiled.
Okay, well, let's just drop it, okay?
This is the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Depends where you are. They're adult absorbable underwear that you can feel free to release completely in and still walk away dry as a desert sand.
Sure, you could stop and go to the rest stop.
Oh, if you can find one. If you can stomach the filth.
Oh, we've got to go to a rest stop.
No, don't worry. Drive on by. Let's make our appointment today. I'm wearing Depends.
Depends.
We'll be right back to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show after these messages.
Well, I'm glad glad you're with us. Listen, we've got a really big show today. We've got two big guests coming up back to back. We've got a lot of great skits and bits. We've got the off-color humor. We've got the Sports Minute. We've got the movie time trivia game. We've got the emails to get to. Oh, Dennis, you're not going to believe who I've got on hold waiting at the bottom of the hour. One of the biggest guests of all time. It's going to be a record breaker here at the Mickey Moore Show. Now, I do have one story I got to tell you. This guy, he walks into a confessional. He says, Father, you got to listen to me, Father. I've been married for 50 years, but last night I had an opportunity to make love to two 18-year-old girls. And Father, I did it. I not only did it, but I did it twice, Father. And the priest, he says, well, first of all, listen, how long has it been since your last confession? He goes, what, confessed? I've never confessed. I'm Jewish. And then the priest says, well, what are you telling me this for? And he goes, what do you mean you? I'm telling everybody. Anyway, we've got a big show coming up, and we're going to have a lot of important stuff to get to. And so we're going to take a break right now, and then we can roll straight through the show for you. So don't go anywhere and hang on. All that and more coming back after this on the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
You're listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. This special syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show commentary is sponsored by Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, I got a big problem with the grocery stores, Dennis. Dennis, I like to shop at the smaller grocery stores. I don't like the chains, the giant chains. I don't like them so much. I kind of like the smaller, the smaller second-tier stores, right?
Right.
So am I a bad person for preferring the smaller chain of grocery store? Well, they've got this policy at some of these stores where like 3 or 4 different people have to touch your groceries before you can get out the door with it. I can't take that. I don't like anybody touching my groceries except me. Okay, I don't know how many people touched the groceries before I got there. But once I touch the groceries, I don't want anybody else touching my groceries. Okay, the cashier's got to touch them a little bit in order to scan them, right? She's touching people's money. She's all touching the stock and inventory of the store up and down and fruits and different meats. And now she's got her hands digging around in my bread bag, in my pastry bag. That ain't right, Dennis. And then the guy that asks me if I want plastic or paper, now he's touching my groceries? One guy goes, you want this hot stuff in the same bag as this cold stuff? I'm like, what are you doing getting the feel for the temperature of my groceries? I don't want you knowing whether my groceries are hot or cold. You shouldn't have a concern about the temperature. Those are my groceries. What are you worried about whether one's hotter or colder than the other? Am I wrong?
I care.
Am I a bad person? And then they're always like asking you these personal questions like, hey, how's your day going today? What am I supposed to say to that? Am I supposed to lie and just be like, fine, my day's going great? What if my day's going horrible? What if I just found out I got pancreatic cancer? Is that what they're asking me? Did I just find out if I have pancreatic cancer today? Because if the answer is yes, what are they prepared to do about that? Are they prepared to deal with the grief and the counseling that comes after? Because don't ask me questions that you don't want to know the answer to. And don't put your hands in my bread bag. Okay? Just ask me if I've got a muffin or a bagel if it's that big of a deal to you. What is it, the difference of 10 cents? Just charge me for the higher item if it's going to keep your hands off of my food. Am I wrong? Am I a bad person because I feel that way? I'm standing in the line. I'm the only person that's got this overwhelming sense of anxiety, or it might be anger.
Maybe you can get one of those shoppers, those people that actually.
Did you say a chopper? Because that's what I want. All I'm trying to say, Dennis, is that if it takes 7 people just to sell one apple, I mean, do the math. If it takes one apple every day to keep the doctor away, where are you going to get all those apples? And where are you going to get all the people to bring you the apples? It just doesn't add up. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we're in the healthcare crisis that we're in right now. I mean, It's as obvious as the nose on my face, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about going onto a starvation diet where I just live off tap water and crackers. It's been done before, Dennis.
Crackers and waters, living in the desert.
It's been done. I could do it. I got the right physique for it. I could live off crackers and water. I could definitely live off crackers and chocolate shakes.
Chocolate shakes.
And crackers, salty crackers.
Yeah, well, living in the desert, it's not like recycled water. It's just...
Well, why would we have to be living in the desert all of a sudden?
I thought you said you were going to live in the desert.
I never said that.
Oh.
I said crackers and tap water. I don't know what they've got out in the desert. From this point on, until I see some hard evidence of change, crackers and water.
This is the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
LL, you don't have to go anywhere, right? You could stay for a while?
You know me.
Okay, we're going to be back. We've got LL Cool J hanging out with us. More of the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show after this.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass.
Remember this one, 1984? Where were you?
Oh, yeah.
Tell you where I was. I was in high school. Hello. Gay love. Female gay love. I'm sorry, I should have been more specific. How do you feel about wearing a condom when you have sex with a woman?
No doubt, no doubt.
Thanks, LL. It's been great to have you here. In fact, he's going to stick around. And Dennis, of course, we've got our special mystery guest coming up. Did I already say who it was, Dennis? Or I haven't said who it is. It's a big guest. Well, actually, it's a little guest, but he's a big star. The late, great Richard Simmons is going to be with us, folks. We're also going to have the Power Sports Minute, 60 seconds of the most unbelievable sports action you'll ever hear on the radio. And also, we've got the Magician Audition is coming up, our brand new bit that we're doing now. We're auditioning for one of the biggest magician gigs in the country, in the world, I guess, the World Dubai Magician Exhibition. And we're having the Magician Auditions right here in this studio. And we're having our first audition today. We've got Larry the Magician. He's standing by in the studio. We've got all that and more coming up in the next segment. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get to it. It's just too much. All that and more coming back after this on the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
We'll be back with more of the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Flying on a major carrier. I'm going into the Ontario airport. I'm going nonstop. I'm in, I'm out. How much do you think that's going to cost me?
$1,000.
It sounds like it would cost $1,000. Dennis, it was $229. And let me tell you why. Okay? Because I use Blue Ribbon Travel. Blue Ribbon Travel is the premier travel agency. I've never had this kind of service. First of all, they find deals that are unbelievable. You think you can find deals surfing the internet? I don't know what kind of connections these people have, but they immediately find me the best deals there are. I mean, I could spend hours of my own time looking up things on the internet with the surfing and the clicking and the searching and whatnot. They do it instantly. I tell them where I need to go. I tell them when I need to be there. They make all the arrangements. Blue Ribbon Travel. BlueRibbonTravel.com. Blue Ribbon Travel. Their name says it all. They're the #1 prestigious travel agency. I don't use anybody else. They'll give you the phone number after this.
Need a new ride? It's a great way to keep moving forward.
Silky, milky, your smile is like sunshine. That's why I had to dedicate at least one rhyme to all the cuties in the neighborhood. Cause if I didn't tell you, then another brother would. You're sweet like sugar with your gangster talk. Wanna eat you like a cookie when I see you walk. With your rayon silk, or maybe even denim. It really doesn't matter as long as you're in them.
Keeping it real short and quiet. LL on the QT. Tell the folks what you got coming up, LL. You got a new movie, new television project?
The great debate. I have as much experience in the Congress as Jack Kennedy did when he sought the presidency.
Senator Benson?
I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
The Great Debate.
Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
The great debate.
Read my lips.
How it works works, folks. For those of you who have never joined the Mickey Moore Syndicated Variety Show before, it's a very simple game. We're going to flip over a card. We got a stack of thousands, literally thousands. How many cards are in that stack, Dennis?
900.
There's at least 1,000 cards in that stack, and we're going to flip them over one by one. And there is a fiery conflict on the other side. There's a war breaking out. There's an unbelievable argument just a brewing on the other side of those cards. I'm always a little bit afraid to get involved in a contest of this magnitude because anything could happen. But we're going to flip these cards over one by one, and Dennis and I are going to argue them out, possibly to the death. If we're still alive and we've resolved that argument, we'll flip over another card. If there's a winner and somebody gets that argument and can be called a winner, they get to keep that card, and then at the end we'll see if maybe one of us has more cards than the other. Maybe one of us is a winner. But maybe none of us are left alive, so anything's possible.
And the winner gets free coffee bought by the loser. And they get to call the loser a loser.
As long as you're okay with, if I'm the loser, then the free coffee that I'm buying you is the coffee that's in the employee lounge. But as long as you're okay with that, that's fine with me. Let's begin the contest, you son of a... All right, I'm saving it for the next argument.
Cat versus dog.
Oh, well, there's no question. I mean, with a cat, you don't have to walk behind him and clean up his poop.
Well, dogs are very friendly, and...
They say dogs are man's best friend. Would you walk behind your best friend and clean up their poop? Who's your best friend, Dennis? Who's really your best friend? Whose poop are you willing to walk behind and clean up? Win.
Slinky versus Silly Putty.
Ooh. Does Silly Putty get hard and you can't work with it anymore? Or am I thinking of Play-Doh?
Silly Putty does not get hard.
Well, you know, they have a pill for that.
Hey-oh!
You know you're going to play with a Slinky for a certain amount of time until it gets inevitably tangled up and twisted and all caught around itself. I don't know how that happens, and then it's like a big mess and really hard to get untangled, and you end up stretching it and it never slinks properly after that. It's always got like a slank to it.
I would have to say Silly Putty is better also.
I think Silly Putty... You can
because
keep it in prime
you
condition.
can actually use it to take pictures off of a newspaper. That's really cool. And so there is an instance where you could use that.
Like if you were looking for somebody and you didn't want to bring the original newspaper with you, you could take your Silly Putty and make an imprint of the picture and then carry your Silly Putty around and then try to match that picture up with people that you run into.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that would be real useful. I'm surprised I don't have some Silly Putty with me right now in the studio because it's so useful.
See, we agree on that one. Okay.
Yeah. We agree as to its usefulness.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull a card. Baseball versus football.
Ooh.
Well, that's a bitter one. I mean, baseball it's everyday American life. From May till October. Football is Sunday. It's 16, 17 Sundays, a couple of 2-3 playoff games, and they're done.
Well, you know, I mean, baseball does help fill in the gaps between football. But if there was a football game and a baseball game on, and you were flipping between both of them, which one would be home base? You know, I would be at football watching the football game because it's so exciting.
Yeah, but football is very slow. It drags on. They only have a couple of plays here or there, you know, and then there's nothing. Baseball, there's never anything. And so it's like always the same.
But it's exciting when it does spike. So it's worth waiting for, and then they play that replay 4 or 5 times.
Well, somebody thinks so because it is the most popular sport there is.
Well, it simply, if you put a football team against a baseball team, the football team would kick the baseball team's ass.
In what event?
Wrestling.
Well, I don't know about that.
If you could count the subject that really matters, which is the number of hot dogs, that would actually be football.
Well, that's because watching people play football makes you hungry.
Yeah.
Because those people are
solved.
so...
I won. Hot dogs, more hot dogs get consumed. Okay, next.
I don't consider that a victory.
Okay, street versus avenue. 1, 2, 3.
Avenue.
Okay, here we got one. Oh, Charlie Chaplin versus Laurel and Hardy. 1, 2, 3.
Laurel and Hardy. I mean, first of all, they're two people. And second of all, one of the guys is gigantic, so it's almost 3 people. You got him beat 3-1.
Gotta agree with you there. All right, we got another card here. Godzilla versus T-Rex. 1, 2, 3.
Godzilla. There's no. I mean, the guy breathes fire.
Yeah, and he shoots lasers out of his eyes.
That was Space Godzilla. Or Mecha Godzilla.
Still.
Well, this
is just T-Rex.
Yeah, but this was just Godzilla.
Okay, we agree.
Who is just a mutant T-Rex, by the way.
Oh, really? How about, we got a card here. Ocean versus sea. 1, 2, 3.
Ocean.
All right, we got another card here. Oh, you versus me. The challenge of the day.
Challenge of the day.
1, 2, 3. Me.
You. Oh, wow.
Well,
Of course, we're unanimous with this one.
Do we agree then?
Well, what can
Since
I say?
it's you versus me,
Today you got me.
So it's me.
You got it.
I would think if we said you, that would be an agreement. Because if we both said you, then we'd be saying you. I'd be saying you, and you'd be saying me.
Yeah, so that would mean that we're not agreeing.
We're not agreeing.
This way, we're saying that we are agreeing. And because you're not sure about whether or not we're agreeing or not, I think I should win this argument.
I disagree.
Well, I voted for you because you are the winner versus me. I mean, how else can you look at it?
Well, I voted for me because I knew you weren't up to the job. There, I said it.
Okay, so you voted for you based on something about me.
No, I voted for me. You voted for you.
No, I voted for you.
Exactly.
Which means I win.
I voted for me, therefore I win.
But you only voted for yourself because you didn't agree with me. See? And it's the person that agrees that wins.
Well, then I agree.
Well, it's too late. Your official answer has already been logged and recorded.
I disagree.
Well, you can take that up with the officials at the end of the program.
Is that the FCC? We'll write them a letter.
That's the SEC.
SEC.
They'll fine you and take away your house. But good luck.
So you versus me is you.
You win.
Well, congratulations. You won the match.
Excellent. Excellent. Because I didn't want to have to buy you that coffee. That was weighing heavily on my mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, join us next time where we study more cards and have more debates in
The Great Debate.
And that's the way it is.
We'll be right back to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show after these messages.
Welcome back to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Program. And now it's time for the Power Sports Minute. Power Sports Minute. All the sports in less than 1 minute. All the sports in less than 60 seconds. It's the Power Sports Minute. The Power Sports Minute. All sports.
1 minute.
All sports.
60 seconds. Power Sports Minute. With Rick James. Not that Rick James. Rick James, the sports guy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rick James with the Power Sports Minute. And today from the world of baseball, we're in Kansas City, where the Cleveland Indians have finished...
This has been the Power Sports Minute, brought to you by Denzoway.
Power Sports Minute.
With Rick James.
It's the Power Sports Minute. Shut your Power Sports Minute. This has been a Power Sports Minute, sponsored today by Denzoway Jock Itch Cream. Denzoway, it's your strikeout leader for jock itch because Denzoway handles the burning,
Strike 1.
the itching,
Strike 2.
and those blistery red pimples.
Strike 3.
Denzoway does it all. It's non-prescription and safe for children. Denzoway, it's great. Try some today. If we cut away at this point, we're not going to have Richard Simmons. So bring Richard Simmons in here right now. I don't care what he's doing.
Hey, Mickey.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Richard. I really appreciate you being here, being part of the show. Are you feeling okay? Is everything all right?
Mickey,
You sound a little hoarse.
Oh, it's good.
You sound a little scratchy, Richard.
Oh, it's all right.
Can I get you some tea or some
jumping jacks?
some milk?
Everybody like,
Richard,
Jumping jack.
Are you sick? You don't have the flu, do you?
1, 2, 3,
Richard,
Mickey.
I know you travel
1,
a
2,
lot
3.
internationally, and I know you just got back from a big concert that was not in this country. Are you sure you're okay? I cannot risk my staff getting sick, not if you've got something horrible, something tropical.
No.
Something
Talk
alien,
about you.
something foreign, something from another planet. Richard, you know we love you, but I cannot take this kind of risk. We have all kinds of signs up here at the studio telling you don't use the equipment if you're feeling even slightly ill. And you come in here, you've got a hoarse voice, you're telling me you've got full-blown laryngitis? I'm sorely disappointed. That's not the Richard Simmons I thought I knew.
You're never too sick for jumping jacks, Mickey.
I think you're too sick to be in this studio. Folks, we'd love to have Richard Simmons here, but he's ill, and he's not accepting it. I'm afraid we're going to have to send him home, and we're going to have to cut this interview short. Richard, I'm happy to talk about your book and your new video, but I'm going to have to do it when you're not around, okay? Everybody hold your breath. We've only got 30 seconds left of this show, but I suggest you hold your breath for the last 30 seconds until Richard's air has been exterminated from the building. This is the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. We'll be right back after this. Follow along with us on the internet at www.mickeymorevarietyShow.com. Find out how to sign up and get updates and tweets and tweaks and twitters and twits, and find out exactly what we're doing, who our big guests are, when our next show is, what channels you can listen to our show on in your local area. You can find out all the information you need to.
You've been listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, broadcast coast to coast and all over the world.
The syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show is brought to you by...
Plan your Wisconsin Dells vacation at wisdells.com.
With help from production manager Christine Miller, production assistant Mike Kramer, our intern Eric Sanchez, our announcer Paul Richter, our MC Jay Robbie, our audio manager Kay Barnes, and our program manager Rudolph Delagio. Thanks most of all to our fans around the world and in your neighborhood. A word to the wise, folks. Any fool can wash and rinse, but it takes a real man to repeat. For all of us here at the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, this is Mickey Moore saying, we invite all of you to come and listen next time when we welcome an even better and more special guest, a better show, and thank you so much for listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. Dennis, who is our special guest next time?
Thanks for listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. This has been a presentation of DS Productions, an innovation leader in media and event production. The views expressed by Mickey Moore are most likely not held by anybody else. Please come listen again when we welcome a very, very special guest. Thanks for listening to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show. Please stay tuned to this station for more upcoming programs.
You're listening to our favorite station. Don't change that channel.
The syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show with your host, Mickey Moore.
That was what you call, I forget the psychological term for it, but I think it's a troublemaker. Incorrigible. Is it aspirators or aspirators?
Mr. Moore, you're incorrigible.
I'm not sure what that means.
Airing nightly at a station near you. You're now joining the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, already in progress.
And that's what I told Fat Steve, not Steve the engineer, but Fat Steve that works on the thing. I said, moonspot. I don't even believe in that. Let alone can they cause that kind of interference. It's ridiculous.
This is the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Coming soon to a theater near you. They came from origins unknown. Their faces revealed to no one.
You want to be a champion? Do you want to be a champion?
I want to be a champion.
For the first time in a generation,
that makes us partners.
These streetwise fish out of water,
I am not your partner,
find themselves in a wrestling world they never made.
Put on the mask.
Diamond Productions and Rockstar Films are proud to present the tag team combination of The Masked Men. This film, not yet rated, coming to theaters nationwide this July.
We'll be right back to the syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show after these messages.